Watch this. A cow and a human walk up to a field of corn. Both of them pick an ear. Both of them eat it raw, kernel by kernel. Same corn, same plant, same time of day. The cow gets energy. The cow gets fed. The human? The human gets nothing. Maybe they enjoy the taste, sure, but their body absorbs almost 0 calories from it. You know what happens next? Hours later, the human goes to the bathroom and poops out corn kernels that look almost exactly like they went in. The cow? Completely different story. That corn is gone, broken down, absorbed, fuel for a living, breathing animal. Here's the question that should blow your mind. Why? It's the same corn. It went into 2 different stomachs. But one animal got energy and one animal got nothing. The answer isn't that cows are smarter. It's not that their stomachs are bigger. It's that your ancestors figured out something 2 million years ago that changed everything about what you can eat. And once you understand why, you'll never look at corn or food in general the same way again. Let me start with something you've probably experienced. You eat corn on the cob. Maybe it's summer. Maybe you're at a party. It's delicious while you're eating it. But here's what you don't think about. Most of that corn passes right through you. Not all of it. Some gets broken down. But a huge portion of it just slides through your system like a marble through a pipe. Your body barely touches it. And then it comes out the other side looking like, well, like corn. Now, if you've ever had a pet bird or watched fish in an aquarium, you've probably noticed the same thing. They eat seeds. The seeds come out the other side, basically unchanged. But a cow eats that same corn and actually gets fed. The corn disappears into its body. That's not magic. That's not the cow being special. That's biology. Before I explain this, I need to show you why I'm not just making this up. This isn't some theory. This is how your body actually works. And scientists have studied it for years. When people go on diets, when nutritionists talk about calories, they're using numbers based on what your body can actually extract from food. Raw corn? Your body can only extract about 10 to 15% of the calories. Cook it? That number jumps to 60 to 70%. It's the same corn. The only thing that changed is heat. A cow doesn't need to cook anything. It just eats and extracts everything. I'm going to show you why you're designed to get nothing from raw corn, why a cow is designed to get everything. And then I'm going to blow your mind with what this means about your entire species. Here's the thing about a kernel of corn. It's not just yellow fluff. It's a tiny package. Inside that package is starch. That's energy. That's what the cow wants. That's what your body wants too. But there's a wall around it. That wall is called cellulose. It's a material. It's tough, it's fibrous, and it's basically the same stuff that makes plant stems strong and rigid. It's what lets a corn stalk stand up in a field without bending over. So the inside of the kernel, the good stuff, the calories, is wrapped in the cell wall made of cellulose. Your body has to get through that wall to reach the food inside. Here's where the problem starts. Your teeth can't break it. You can chew corn for 5 minutes straight, and those kernels will still have that wall intact. Your stomach acid can't break it either. Acid is strong, but cellulose is tougher than you'd think. So that raw kernel goes into your mouth, you chew it, you swallow it, it goes down into your stomach, and your stomach's acid tries to break it down. But the acid can't get through the wall. So what happens? The whole kernel just sits there. Eventually your stomach gives up and sends it down to your intestines. Your intestines look at it and think, I don't know what this is. So they do what they always do with things they can't process. They send it through and out the other side. That's why you see whole corn kernels in the toilet. That's not digestion. That's your body just saying nope and pushing it out. Now imagine you're a cow. A cow also eats that raw kernel with the cellulose wall. But the cow's stomach? It has something your stomach doesn't have. It has tiny workers inside. These workers are called bacteria. And these bacteria have a special job. They make an enzyme. An enzyme is like a tool, a microscopic tool, that does one specific job. This tool's job is to break down cellulose. It cuts through that wall. It breaks it apart. And suddenly, that starch inside, the energy is exposed. It can be absorbed. The cow's body extracts the calories. The food actually becomes fuel. But you don't have those bacteria. You don't have that tool. So when that same kernel hits your system, there's no tool to cut through the wall. The wall stays up. The energy stays locked inside. And you get nothing. This is why people say corn is just fiber. That's not being mean about corn. That's biology. For you, most of that corn is fiber. It passes through without doing anything useful. You chew it, you eat it, but your body doesn't actually extract the calories. For a cow, corn is a complete meal, packed with energy. Same corn, different digestive tools. But wait, there's a second problem. Even if you could somehow break down that cellulose wall and expose the starch inside, your gut still wouldn't work like a cow's gut, because your digestive system is a completely different design. A cow's stomach isn't one chamber like yours. It's more like 4 connected rooms. The first room is called the rumen, and it's basically a fermentation tank. Picture a barrel where things sit and break down, where bacteria do their work, where tough plant material gets softened and transformed. Your stomach? You have one chamber, one bag. Acid goes in, food gets splashed around, and then it moves on. A cow's rumen sits there for hours. Bacteria work on the food. It gets worked and reworked. By the time it moves to the next chamber, it's completely different from what went in. This is a key thing to understand. A cow's gut is designed to extract energy from things that are pure plant. Grass, leaves, tough fiber stuff. That's what the rumen does. It breaks that down. Your gut is designed for something totally different. Your gut is built for meat and fruit and seeds and nuts. Things that already have their walls broken. Things that are softer. Your stomach acid is super strong because you're an animal that eats things that need acid to break them down. A cow's stomach acid is weak. It doesn't need to be strong. The bacteria do the work. The acid just helps after the fact. Here's what this means. If you ate nothing but grass, just raw grass, what would happen? You'd get almost 0 calories. Your gut would be confused. The bacteria you do have would try to do something. But you don't have enough of them, and they don't have the right tools. A cow could eat grass until it's full and get completely nourished. This is why when people get stranded, they can't just eat grass to survive. This is why animals like humans need cooked food or fruit or meat. We're not built for raw plants. Our guts aren't built for it. But here's where it gets interesting. Because if we're not built for raw plants, how did humans ever survive before we learned to cook? That's not a small question. That's a survival question. About 2 million years ago, there were early humans walking around Africa. They were eating fruit, eating nuts, eating meat when they could catch it. Life was fine. They survived. They had kids. They made it work. Then someone, we don't know who, threw a piece of meat into a fire, or a plant, or a piece of grain. Doesn't matter what it was. What matters is this. Someone discovered fire, and they discovered that when you heat food, it changes. It gets softer. It breaks down. And when you eat it, your body can actually extract more from it. Let me put this in simple terms. If you eat a raw carrot, your body extracts maybe 10% of the calories. You chew it, you eat it, but most of it passes through as fiber. You cook that same carrot, now your body can extract 60, 70, even 80% of the calories. The heat does the work that your teeth and stomach can't do. Cook grain, cook roots, cook meat. Suddenly, the same food gives you 5 times more energy. Think about what that means. If you cook your food, you get way more calories from it. More calories mean more energy. More energy means you can live longer. You can have more kids. Your kids are healthier because they're eating cooked food that give them actual nutrition. Your body develops bigger brains. Bigger brains need more energy. Cooked food provides that energy. This wasn't just about eating better. This changed the entire trajectory of the human species. Before cooking, humans ate raw meat and raw plants and fruit. We survived, but we were struggling. We had smaller brains. We didn't have the energy to do much. Then we figured out fire. We started cooking. Suddenly, we got way more energy from the same food. We got stronger, smarter. We had more time to think because we weren't constantly searching for food. Civilization didn't start because someone got smart. Civilization started because someone learned to cook. And here's the wildest part. Your body changed. Over thousands of years, humans who could digest cooked food had more energy, lived longer, had more kids. Humans who preferred raw food, they struggled more. Your gut got smaller because you didn't need a giant rumen anymore. Your gut bacteria changed because cooked food is different from raw plants. Your whole digestive system rewired itself because of one simple invention, fire. You are literally not built to eat raw corn because your ancestors chose fire 2 million years ago. Your body evolved around that choice. Here's something fascinating. Cows haven't changed. Well, they have. We've bred them to be bigger and produce more milk. But their digestive system? Still the same. Still designed to eat raw grass. Still has that 4-chambered stomach. Still has those bacteria that break down cellulose. Why? Because cows never invented fire. Cows never figured out that heating food changes it. And even if they had, it wouldn't matter for them. Their digestive system is already perfect for what they eat. But humans went a different direction. We were weak. We had small stomachs. We couldn't digest raw plants like ruminants could. So instead of evolving bigger ruminant stomachs over millions of years, we invented something faster. Cooking. Think about how crazy that is. Most animals adapt to their environment by evolving. Humans adapted by inventing technology. Cows are perfectly evolved for eating grass, but they're stuck. They'll always need grass. They'll always need 4 stomachs. They'll always need those bacteria. Humans? We figured out that we could eat almost anything if we just heat it first. That tool gave us options. That tool made us flexible. That tool let us survive in places where there's no fresh grass or fruit, because we can cook anything and extract calories from it. This is why humans ended up running the world, and cows ended up in pastures. Not because we're smarter in the way you think, not because we're stronger, but because one of our ancestors discovered fire, and that single discovery changed everything. And now your body is built around that. Your stomach acid is strong because you cook. Your rumen is tiny because you don't need to ferment plants for hours. Your teeth are smaller because your food is soft. You can't digest raw corn because you're not supposed to. You were built by 2 million years of ancestors who figured out that fire is better. Let me bring this all together. You clicked on this video because you noticed something weird. You eat corn, and it comes out basically the same. Meanwhile, animals eat the same corn and get fed. Why? Now you have the answer. And it's not because your body is broken. It's because your body is built for a completely different world. That wall around the corn kernel, the cellulose, you can't break through it because you don't have the tool. You don't have the bacteria or the enzyme that cows have. But you have something better. You have fire. You have the ability to heat that corn and crack open that wall without bacteria, without a 4-chambered stomach, without millions of years of evolution. Cook the corn, and suddenly your body can extract energy. Everything changes because of heat. But here's the deeper thing. This shows you something fundamental about how your body works. You're not a general-purpose animal. You're not built to survive on raw plants like a cow. You're built to survive on cooked food. That's your evolutionary superpower. Your ancestors 2 million years ago figured out something that took nature millions of years to build into every other animal. How to unlock energy from food that's locked away. Instead of evolving 4 stomachs, they invented fire. And your body is the result. You can eat anything, meat, vegetables, grains, fruit, as long as you cook it. That flexibility, that adaptability. That's why humans ended up becoming the dominant species on the planet. Next time you eat corn, whether it's raw or cooked, you'll know exactly what's happening in your body. You'll understand why that kernel either passes through you or fuels you. And if this made you think about food differently, about your body, about why humans are the only animals that cook, drop a comment. Tell me, what's the first food you're going to cook differently now that you know this? And if you want more videos that explain the weird things your body does, the strange reasons your ancestors made certain choices, subscribe. Because there's a ton of stuff you do every single day that doesn't make sense until you understand the biology behind it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.